Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a common, and frankly, pretty scary fault code, B1932. If you've scanned your car and this code popped up, you've probably got an airbag light glaring at you from the dashboard. So, what does B1932 actually mean? In simple terms, it stands for Airbag Circuit Resistance to High. This tells you that the airbag control module has detected a problem in the electrical circuit for one of your airbags. It's not seeing the nice, clean connection it expects. Instead, there's too much resistance, which could prevent the airbag from deploying correctly in an accident. And that's something we absolutely need to fix. Before we even think about touching anything, let's talk safety. This is the most important part of the entire video. We are working with the airbag system, which is a pyrotechnic device. It's designed to go off with explosive force. If you don't handle it correctly, you could get seriously injured. So, rule number 1. Always, always, always disconnect the battery before you start. Disconnect the negative terminal first, then wait at least 15 to 30 minutes. This allows the capacitors in the airbag module to fully discharge, making the system safe to work on. Never use a multimeter to probe airbag circuits directly. The small amount of voltage from the meter can be enough to trigger an airbag. We'll talk about the safe way to test these circuits in a moment, but please take these warnings seriously. Your safety is not worth rushing a repair. If you feel unsure at any point, stop what you're doing and consult a professional. So, where do you even start looking for the cause of a B1932 code? The code description itself gives us a huge clue. High resistance. This almost always points to a connection issue somewhere in the system. The most common culprits are the connectors themselves. Over time, these connectors can get corroded, loose, or just plain dirty. The fault could be at any airbag connector in the car. This includes the driver's airbag, the passenger's airbag, side curtain airbags, and even the seat-mounted airbags. A very frequent trouble spot, especially for the driver's side airbag, is the clock spring. The clock spring is that clever device behind your steering wheel that allows the wheel to turn while maintaining an electrical connection to the airbag. Horn and steering wheel controls, because it's constantly moving. The wires inside can break, or the connectors can wear out over time, leading to high resistance. So, your search should focus on connectors and the clock spring. Now, for the diagnosis part, since we can't use a multimeter directly on the airbag, how do we find the problem? The professional and safe way is to use a special tool called a dummy load resistor, sometimes known as an airbag simulator. These are inexpensive tools that are designed to plug into an airbag connector in place of the airbag itself. They have a specific resistance, usually around 2 to 3 ohms, which mimics a healthy airbag. So, the process is this. After disconnecting the battery and waiting, you'll carefully disconnect the airbag you suspect is causing the issue. Then, you plug the dummy load resistor into the vehicle's harness connector. Reconnect the battery, clear the fault codes with your scan tool, and turn the ignition on. If the B1932 code doesn't come back, you've just confirmed that the problem is with the component you removed, whether it's the airbag itself or the clock spring if you disconnected it from the module side. If the code immediately returns, then you know the problem is somewhere in the wiring between the airbag control module and that connector. This method lets you safely isolate the faulty part of the circuit without any risk. Once you've pinpointed the source of the high resistance, it's time for the fix. Most of the time, the solution is simpler than you might think. If your diagnosis pointed to a bad connector, the first step is to clean it thoroughly. Unplug it with the battery disconnected, of course, and inspect the terminals inside. Look for any green or white crusty stuff, which is a clear sign of corrosion. Use a good quality electronics cleaner or contact cleaner in a small nylon brush to gently scrub the pins and suck. Make sure everything is completely dry before you plug it back in. Then, ensure the connector is seated firmly. You should hear a distinct click as it locks into place. Sometimes, just unplugging and replugging a connector is enough to re-establish a solid connection. If you find the terminal is bent, broken, or severely corroded, you may need to replace the terminal or the connector pigtail. If you've traced the problem to the clock spring, unfortunately, cleaning won't help. The clock spring is a sealed unit that needs to be replaced entirely. It's a bit more involved, but is a very common repair. After performing any repair, reconnect everything, clear the codes, and check if the airbag light stays off. A successful fix means no more B1932 and a safe, fully functional airbag system. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope this guide helps you tackle that B1932 code with confidence and, most importantly, safely. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more DIY repair guides. Drop any questions you have in the comments below. See you in the next one.